Thank you so much for coming out on this walk with me this morning. I'm so looking forward to talking with you. And I know you've been at Wake Forest for 25 years.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it's been 25 years.
Time goes by fast.
It does, yeah, it does.
Why Wake?
Yeah, it's really kind of a special place. To me, it's got this community where we really foster the notion of collaboration. And I feel like I can talk to any faculty member, any administrative member, and students feel the same way. So it's really quite nice.
I want to hear you talk about your role on the faculty.
When I was hired at Wake Forest, initially I was here to teach networking, computer networks, which is what I really love. And that's moved into network security. In computer science, the discipline's always changing. There's a core set of things and ideals that we need to always make sure that we cover and make sure students are really solid with. But there's always this extra angle of there's a different way of doing things or a new way of thinking about things that we have to bring into the classroom. And I think that's where we can kind of integrate teaching and research in kind of a special way here at Wake Forest.
How do you and your faculty, fellow faculty members really keep on top of all of those changes? I don't want to say I'll say it, AI.
Yeah, no, that's quite all right. Yeah, that's certainly a component of it. Standard things of, looking at certain YouTube channels and, podcasts and things of the sort, going to conferences and things like that. But one of the great sources that I feel like I get out of is actually interacting with students, because they have their ear to the ground, they're listening for new tech, new things, new ideas, things that I haven't heard of before. And it's really more of a learning moment for me just being in the classroom because they can share their ideas, what their passions are and their interests. And it really keeps me attuned to what maybe is the next thing coming. Yeah.
So you get creative inspiration from your students.
Yeah.
Are there other things that you get creative inspiration from?
Yeah, so in computer networks and in security, you're always looking for a different take on it, a different angle. And part of the research that I do is bio-inspired. So we look at things in nature and the complexity associated with it and the solutions that are kind of evolving. And are there any sort of ideas there or principles that we can leverage to secure networks?
So nature.
Oh, it's all around us, right?
I know it's all around us on our walk
absolutely.
Today.
There's a couple of things that we've done in the past that have been really successful. One is ant colony, so looking at how ants emerge and how they swarm around things. We can mimic that type of behavior in software and agents and things of the sort. Been really successful using that for securing systems. So you can think of large systems, very dynamic, and in a security realm, things are constantly changing. Ant colonies have this down, right? So we'd like to have the same sort of resilience, adaptiveness, self-healing with networks. It's actually a great pair.
I never ever would have been able to guess. So do you have collaborators that you rely upon to bring your expertises together?
So we can collaborate. We've collaborated with folks in the math department, the stats department, biology department, of course, and they all bring something different to the table, including students and their backgrounds as well. So yeah, that's essential, right? Without that, I don't think I could go anywhere with this sort of idea.
What type of resources are available to you here at Wake Forest to support those collaborations?
So I think the typical resources that you'd find at any university definitely are here, and they're great. But I think kind of the hidden thing that's maybe the greatest is just this notion of collaboration that we have, right? We're all kind of in it together to solve these difficult problems, and that's just super helpful, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm inspired by thinking about how you're going to go out and find new solutions, even for the things that we're seeing on our walk today. Maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
When you reflect on your significant number of years teaching, are there any particular students that you're really proud of what they've gone out and done with their Wake Forest education?
No, absolutely. I mean, we've got former students that are faculty at other universities, major universities. They're directors at research labs. We have folks that are at major companies around, but also folks that have startups and things of the sort. Yeah, I'm equally proud of all of them. It's just amazing to say that in some way, and I was maybe helpful along their path, it's just great.
What would you tell prospective students or prospective faculty why to focus on computer science?
Yeah, computer science in general, it's a field that really touches every aspect of our life nowadays. So I think that's super valuable. In terms of why at Wake Forest, to me, it's the big thing is a liberal arts kind of environment. I think we do things differently here from that reason. And I always try to tell students, you're at a liberal arts university, you've chosen to be here, but maybe even more important is make sure you take advantage of it. So do those classes that are outside of computer science and think about how they can integrate together.
Oh, that commitment to the Liberal Arts Foundation is something that I think really does distinguish us.
It's not unusual for me to say, if students interested in my research, I say, have you taken violin lessons?
Oh, wow.
Why not?
Right?
Right? You're here and we have experts in all these different disciplines and they're
Okay.
willing to work with you. So take advantage of it.
Anything else you want to share about being excited for the future?
One thing to think about is I know there's a lot of AI and ML things that are happening at this point in time, but think of the positive side of how we can be more efficient, how we can solve new problems. I think it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so this next generation, really just have them keep their eyes open
Yep.
and their minds open.
Lifelong learning, that's got to stay constant.